I am Geoff Eido. This is Lunacy, where we discern the sacred from the insane, and admit that whether we like it or not, we are all profoundly affected by the cycles of the moon. How? Today on the podcast, I'm going solo, without a plan. Okay, couple things I want to talk about, which I thought I'd get off my chest, but I'm not exactly sure what direction it's going to go. I know we're going to talk about health. We're going to talk a little bit about faith. We're going to talk about, we're definitely going to talk about doing stuff, doing shit. I was going to say doing shit no matter what style, and really actively hunting discomfort, searching for discomfort. So first of all, I want to thank you all for listening. I really appreciate your audienceship. This is a grand experiment of mine. I'm really stoked about it. This last episode that I just did with Shelley Covert was like a big boom for me. Boon. B-O-O-N. A big boon for me. I was able to have a very meaningful conversation with someone who represents herself and her people who have been massively persecuted for centuries now. And that felt really important and gratifying, and like I was in the right place at the right time. So I'm super grateful to Shelley Covert. If you haven't checked out Nisam Kawa podcast, it will be coming out soon. That's her podcast, and she's a really brilliant human being. So check it out. Having said that, this week I am going on a crazy adventure. I'm going with a men's group. There's about 9 of us. We're going to go out to the wilderness. All right. We're going out to Tahoe National Forest. All right. I don't even know where. They won't even tell me. All right. For 5 days. And for 4 of those days, we will be fasting. That means we're not eating. Just in case you didn't know what I meant. I'm pretty sure you do. But I'm just telling you so I really tell myself, because myself is like, what the fuck are you doing? Fasting for 4 days? That's complete insanity. Hey, why would you even do that to yourself? What's the point? So I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk about a few other things before I go, because who knows? I could starve to death out there. It's a very real possibility. It's not actually very real. I'm sure we'll be taken care of. But first of all, the why. Why am I going on such an adventure with a bunch of dudes, right? There's about 9 of us in this group, and we're all going. There's a leader. There's a friend of mine who's kind of co-leading it. And for me, it's really, I'm trying my best to just shake things up, It's fine and dandy to just continue on day to day and do the things and keep going, but for what I'm up to, for this podcast, for my music, for everything that I'm up to, it's really important that I stay inspired. And so in an effort to be inspired, one must push one's edges. So not eating for 4 days is a big effing edge for me. Okay? Big time. You know what I mean? I ain't never done that before. Now, I've done the master cleanse before. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that's when you drink like lemon juice with maple syrup and some other stuff and some water and cayenne pepper. I did that once for like 21 days, man. That's a long time. But you're consuming something, okay, other than water. So there is a huge part of me that is terrified of doing this because I've never done it before. The other things are, it's a real opportunity to actually commune with nature in a way that I think will be hugely gratifying and super important, I think, for me. The other reasons are that it's an initiation. This is something that I've never done before. So I'm launching into something that is totally unknown to me. With someone that I trust and a group of guys that I've met like on a Zoom call, and they seem nice enough. I'm relatively sure I'm not going to get murdered. All right. But, if you don't hear from me next week, just go look in Tahoe National Forest. It's a very small area. No, really, I'm sure I'll be safe. I trust in my safety. And also, I trust in myself. It's a test of everything for me. It's a test of my courage. Am I willing to go out into the wilderness without any food, with a bunch of people that I don't know, to engage in some conversation? I know that the intention behind it is for it to be medicinal for all of us, for it to be a healing journey. I know that to be the case. And again, I trust my friend who turned me on to the whole idea and is part of the process. And also it's frightening. It's frightening, the idea of going off into the woods, for a few days like this. So I'm excited about it, but I'm also nervous, which I think is a really beautiful place to be. Pushing my own edges. And in preparation for this, and also in general, I know that this will be a hugely detoxifying event for me. I don't mean this in a woo-woo manner, although I'm sure that there is a detoxifying spiritual component to what I'm about to embark on, what I'm about to experience. I mean this in the sense that I will literally be detoxifying my body from things that have been plaguing it for a long time that I have no idea are there. I'll be getting rid of those. I'll be performing a massive gut reset. And I'll also be getting rid of a lot of the little tummy weight. All right, you want to see it? Here it is. Check it out. Oh, is he pregnant? No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. I'm sticking out my belly for those of you just listening. All right, but if you're watching, you can see that I'm preggish. All right, big time. Little baby Geoff in there. He's so cute. I'll be getting rid of that. That's exciting. But I'll also be really opening myself up to allowing my body to reconfigure itself, giving my organs a break on the inside. So that's a lot of the reason that I'm doing it. And part of the reason that this interests me as far as that is concerned is that for the last year and a half, I've been on a quest for optimum health. So when we moved up here to Rough and Ready, my wife and I declared that we really wanted to create optimum health for ourselves. And what that looked like for me was I got tested for SIBO, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth, which is basically a really annoying condition. Basically, your body is not absorbing the nutrients that it's supposed to. Ordinarily, if you're healthy, you're absorbing nutrients 12 times a day. If you have SIBO, it's 3 times a day. And what happens is after eating, particularly certain foods, I'll get super tired and I'll just need an immediate nap. It's not a question. I have to lay down, usually for 10, 15 minutes, but it's I'm out, man. And then also I get acid reflux, heartburn in a really bad way in the esophagus, which just feels not healthy for myself as a singer and a performer, etc. And then there are some other side effects that are, even also annoying. And I've been living with that for I don't know, it seems 25 years or something like that. A really long time. I just didn't know. It was undiagnosed. Then I took a test for it. So in an effort to get rid of the SIBO, I went on a LowFODMAP diet. That means FODMAPs are fermentables, olysaccharides, and a bunch of other saccharides. It's an acronym that stands for a bunch of shit that I'm not going to recite right here. You can look it up if you want. But basically, foods that are more challenging for the body to digest. So a low FODMAP diet consists mostly of eating meat and kale and carrots. And so I did that. I did that for 6 months. And then I did some antibiotics. And then it didn't go away. And then my nutritionist that I'm working with said, Geoff, if your SIBO's not going away and you're doing all this stuff, it probably means that you have high levels of toxins in your body. And I said, what are you talking about, sister? All right. What are you saying? I got toxins in my body? I got toxins up in my guts? What are you saying? What are you telling me right now? She was like, yeah, you probably do have toxins up in your guts. Yeah. So I took a tox screen, a urine test. And in that urine test, it was revealed to me that I have very high levels of glyphosates, which comes from Roundup, which you can get from eating any sort of non-organic food, even organic food, actually. If it's anywhere near where they're using Roundup, it could just float down to those vegetables, or meat, because all the animals that I consume, that we consume, if it's not organic and like grain-fed, naturally grass-fed, right, then it's eating corn. And the animals are eating corn, and the corn is full of Roundup and or is made by Monsanto. It's suicide corn, probably. And so then that also delivers glyphosate into my body. I'm in the 100th percentile for glyphosate, alarmingly. I'm also full of a couple of different pesticides, 2 different pesticides. And again, I don't know how I got those, right? Probably similarly. However, there have been links made to from Parkinson's disease to pesticides, high levels of pesticides. And my father had Parkinson's and ultimately died of Parkinson's disease. And it's not something that I want. So me having high levels of pesticides is like, no, get it out. All right, let's evacuate system. However I get it out, let's do it. And then I also have very high levels of thallium, which is from smoking cigarettes for 25 years. Okay. And then I have high levels of barium, which is a profound mystery. I have no idea why I have that. Barium is something that they give to you that you ingest before you have certain kind of x-rays or scans. But I've never drank it. So I don't know where I got it from. It's a big mystery. Any case, I'm on the hunt to get rid of it. My nutritionist has me taking certain supplements from Quicksilver Scientific every morning and every night. I spend an hour in the infrared sauna 3 days a week. I do that. And then I do also a coffee enema once a week, which I have to say, of the things that I do, that's the best. Okay? I mean, look, take your cocaine elsewhere, all right? Give me a coffee enema any day of the week. I'm telling you, you're flying high. It's amazing. It really is. Like, when she mentioned a coffee enema, I was like, that sounds like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'm not sticking coffee up my ass, all right? That's not what I'm doing. That's not how I consume coffee, all right? I know kids these days, sometimes they're doing shots up their butts. I'm not doing coffee up my ass. Forget it. She was like, no, you got to try it. I did a little research. Turns out super good for you. Gives your liver a huge break, and it also attaches itself to a bunch of stuff that your system does not need. And it also helps you get rid of parasites that you won't even see, but they come out. So I've been doing all of these things, and now I'm preparing to go on this profound adventure where I won't be eating for 4 days. And I'm excited about it. I'm nervous and I'm excited, but there's a large component for me of faith where I am having faith that this is the right choice for me at the right time, right now. I personally find that being inspired and coming from a state of inspiration is a challenging endeavor. It doesn't come naturally and it doesn't come automatic. I have to hunt for it. I have to search for it. I have to push myself beyond my limits in order to achieve it. And if I don't push myself beyond my limits to achieve it, it's not there. And because I've dedicated myself to being inspiring not just to you, but also to myself, living an inspired life, living a life that's a good example for myself and for others. God, I'm barfing in my own mouth as I'm saying that. But really, that's what I'm after, right? I know all of us want to be good people, etc. But for me, it's a quest, right? It's about, for myself, can I lead a life that is inspiring? And in part, that's because I feel like I failed a lot of my life. And I feel like that's true. And there's plenty of evidence for that. Projects and things that I've been trying to do for many years that didn't work out because I wasn't being inspired, because I wasn't choosing to discover inspiration for myself. And so in this last half of my life, if you will. Who knows? I could live to be like 375. All right. I'm going for Methuselah if I can. Watch out. But probably I'm not going to live that long. So in the last half of my life, okay, I endeavor to be as inspiring and inspired as possible. And so that means pushing my limits. That means doing things like going on a crazy men's group adventure back in the woods with a bunch of people I don't really know that well for 4 days, where I'm going to fast and just see what comes out and comes up. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about pushing myself beyond my limits. I'm excited about seeing how far I can go. And I know for a fact that this is going to be an inspiring adventure for me, and I'm going to come back inspired, all right? And if I don't, I want my fucking money back, all right? And by the way, you can stop listening to this podcast because it's just going to go to complete shit, all right? If I go 4 days without eating in the forest, communing with nature, and I come back and I'm not inspired, I quit, all right? I quit. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to work at the post office, all right? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Don't get offended, you know what I mean? Or get offended. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go fucking work there, all right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm maybe going to build boats, all right, from a hut in a fucking village somewhere, all right, in East Africa. That's what I'm going to do. No, really, I am very excited about the prospect of discovering some new edges for myself and pushing beyond and detoxifying and really getting in touch with nature and going beyond what I think is comfortable. For sure, what is comfortable. Food is such a comfort for me. I don't know about for you, but for me, food is such a comfort. I love food. I love cooking, and I love eating. Okay? The whole thing. Everything about it. The whole food thing, I'm into it. Know what I mean? Give me some food, I'm a happy camper. All right? No food, don't know. But I do have a tendency to get hangry. So it's possible that I'm the murderer in the bunch. Okay. Probably not, but maybe. Know what I mean? The other thing I'm excited about with this whole trip is we're going to be doing something called combo. If you're not familiar with combo is it's mostly classified as a plant medicine, but it's really not that. It's a frog medicine. Combo is an actual frog that exists mostly in the Amazon rainforest in Central and South America. And for thousands of years, people have been using it to heal sickness. And how that works is somebody will harvest the secretion from the skin of the frog, of the combo frog, and then they take a little incense stick or something and they burn a little hole in your skin. And then on that hole, they put the combo, the paste, and it releases all of these peptides into your system. Now, it's not a hallucinogenic thing, has nothing, there's no psychoactive effect. What it does is it goes around and hunts for where there's inflammation or weird things or toxicity, or I don't know exactly how it works. All right, there's peptides flowing around all over the place. Experientially, how it occurs is you need to purge. You need to purge, and you're going to purge. And when I say you're going to purge, you're going to barf. All right, you're going to barf out your face. All right, there's going to be some puke that comes out of your mouth. It's gross. And also, in many cases, particularly mine, it will also come out the other end. Okay? The effect of it afterwards is you feel really good. For like the next few days, you feel amazing. And I really do believe that it does help to detoxify the system. I even have a friend who swears that it was very crucial to her getting rid of cancer. She had cancer, and then she got over the cancer, and then she was getting pre-cancer things, and she freaked out. She was like, okay, I'm going to do all these things. And one of the things that she did was combo. And she has no cancer. And the doctor was like, what did you do? And she was like, I don't know. I just ate right. I was like, you got to tell them, man. Anyway, so that's one of the parts of the adventure, is that we're going to be doing combo, which is also, I have done before, but never after having not eaten for several days. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm really excited. I'm really inspired to to also get down with some men. You know, that sounds wrong. Take it however you like. I don't give a shit. All right. I'm excited about doing a men's group experience. Okay. This is obviously a platonic endeavor that we're going about here. But I think it's really important for men to hang out with men and help other men to push through their issues, their traumas, their problems, their hurdles, whatever it is that's going on for them. I think it's really important. I also think it's really important for women to get together with women and do the same thing and support each other as women. And I don't think that there is enough of that, really. You know, I come from a fraternity background. I was president of my fraternity, Phi Kappa Psi, live ever, die never, at Loyola University, New Orleans. And it's a big point of pride for me. I have a lot of really, really good friends from that group to this day. And we spent a considerable amount of time drinking. Okay, as fraternity people are wont to do. But we also had retreats, and we went on trips, and we did things that were, more kind of spiritually oriented from time to time. We did philanthropic activities. And those are the things that really matter. Knowing that I have brothers that are going to support me and back me up is really critically important. And it's also something that enables me to stand in my own sovereignty, which is really primarily the thing that I'm after exploring even more. I've spoken on this program previously about embracing my kingship, being king, not king of the whole of humanity. All right, don't get it twisted. King of my own life, king of my reality, king of who I am and what is in front of me, king of my reactions, right? Becoming somebody who is actually responsive instead of reactive, getting even deeper into the things that trigger me, or where I have trauma, or I just haven't forgiven myself for the stupid thing that happened, or the bully that messed with me when I was 8 years old, or whatever, right? There's all these things that are haunting in the background. I'm all about uncovering those so that I can have full sovereignty, so that I can truly be present instead of repeating over and over patterns from the past, which I think is really what we're doing here most of the time. And complaining, you know what I mean? But that's what we do, right? We have things that happen to us that are traumatic or bad, and then we just repeat those patterns over and over again to get the same effect, to feed the neural peptides that are in our minds. I'm looking to interrupt those patterns consciously so that I can be truly present, which I think is the most simple thing and the most challenging thing of all. To be truly actually present in this moment, right here, right now. And I have every confidence that doing an experience like this will help me to be truly present. I can't guarantee that when I come back, I want to be present all the time. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Okay. I'll probably get in my car and then, start thinking about other shit. All right. But maybe, will it give me more confidence to go about my day? Will it give me more confidence in myself as a man, in my capacity as a man, in my ability to support my own life? Absolutely. I have no question about that. Will it give me a deeper relationship with nature? 100%. I have no doubt about that. Will it give me a deeper sense of my connection to source, whatever that is for me? 100%. I have no doubt about that. So I'm really excited about it. And I would say, one of the things that I think is important about doing things that are highly uncomfortable is that it puts us in a space where we have to react. We have to respond. We have to show up. We have to step up. There's no other way. I mean, you could quit, but the idea is you put yourself in a situation where you can't quit, where you have to do it. You have to get the result. That's truly being uncomfortable. And it's what's important about that is it breaks me out of this idea that I am not enough, or that there's something wrong with me, or whatever it is, or that I'm plagued, or I just got dealt a lousy hand of cards in this life, or some other bullshit that I've been telling myself for years and years, right? It interrupts that pattern and it creates a new space where I see myself as I truly am, as I see myself as the true warrior that I am. And I see my true heart, what I have to give, what I have to contribute, what I want to contribute, much more clearly. I see my purpose much more clearly. I invest even deeper into what it is that I want to create more in this life, into creating harmony between all of us together and all of us with the planet. I see that more clearly. I guarantee I'm going to come out of this thing with a good song. I guarantee it. Okay? I just said it. Oh, shit. I better come out with a good song. All right. I'm going to come out with a song. No, I really feel that this is good motivation to write something new that's great. And I really want to encourage all of us, and by that I really mean you, whoever you are listening to this program, to pick something in your life that's going to be uncomfortable, and to set a date that you're going to do that, and to tell everybody that you're going to do it. Make a commitment, drop the deposit, and go after it. Because the second that you register for that activity, whether it's a marathon or it's doing what I'm doing, or it's some kind of a women's group seminar or a men's group seminar or whatever it is, it will fundamentally change how you are in the present right now leading up to that event. And everything within you will be preparing for that in some way. And it's also giving yourself a window into seeing who you truly are and what you are truly made of. I really feel deeply and strongly that there just aren't enough rites of initiation in this life anymore. That was commonplace back in the day. And now it's just sort of like, yeah, just keep watching Netflix and go about your business and go to college and get a job and see what happens, it's not... There's not this huge momentous occasion where you really have to prove that you're a man, where you go on a vision quest or whatever it is. You have a bar mitzvah, a bat mitzvah in front of everybody. You have to learn a bunch of stuff, right? That's a great one, I think. There's not enough of those. And so it's really up to us to create our own. And so whatever it is for you that's going to push you beyond your limits, that's going to show you your true mettle, that's going to demonstrate your capacity to yourself, that's what's really important, is that all these activities that cause us to be incredibly uncomfortable are really giving us faith in ourselves. And that's what really matters at the end of the day. Because ultimately, we're all alone. Do you know what I mean? I love my wife, but she's not here with me right now. She's not here with me all the time. When I die, she's, maybe she's there. All right. But anyway, I'm going out by myself, right? We are all ultimately alone. And so how is it that we cultivate a good relationship with ourselves? Well, one of the ways is by pushing ourselves beyond what we think we could possibly achieve. By showing ourselves, by proving to ourselves, I am much more of a warrior than I even thought I was. And that's super validating. So I really want to push you in whatever way that you see fit to do whatever it is that you're feeling called to do right now. And also, I know that it is critically important that those of us who wish to manifest a love operating system in this world and spread more love and spread harmony, it's critically important that we rise up as warriors. And I don't mean social justice warriors, because that term just, wow, geez, really just pulls my ears back. Okay. And also that's a sort of a degradation of what people who I think are actually fighting for social justice are actually about. But I'm only saying this because the idea of being a social justice warrior has some implication that then you are better than other people, which is not what striving for social justice is actually about. Striving for social justice is actually about creating an even playing field for everyone because you care, because you love people. And of course, there are going to be people that are not in line with that. But guess what? Those people are people. They're human beings. And I am not better than those people. I'm not better than anybody. And I know that deep in my core. So it's really important as we are evolving our warrior spirit, as we are invigorating ourselves in our warrior spirit, to remember that we're just like everybody else. We're just doing the best we can here, and to be humble about it. So I really want to leave you with this idea of pushing beyond your limits, of finding something that's really going to stretch you beyond what you think is possible for yourself, so that you can see what you are truly made of. And I promise that next week I will give you a report on what happened. In fact, this podcast comes out the day that I get back. So hopefully I survived. If you don't hear a podcast the following week, I'm dead. Come look for me. All right? Somewhere in Tahoe. Good luck. Get a chopper. I'll be wearing a blue jacket and, yellow pants. All right, everybody. Much love to you. Thank you for listening. As always, I really appreciate you. And if you want to support this podcast, please go to patreon.com/Lunacy Podcast. If you want to get involved with Lunacy Community, that'll be coming soon. There'll be plenty of opportunities there. I'm really excited about it. All right. Much love.